What's up, everybody? I'm so excited to be here with you back at Adobe Live. And I can see in the chat so many amazing friends already hanging out here. I miss so much being here with you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kladi. I'm Adobe's Creative Cloud Evangelist and Community Advocate based in the UK, currently in Leeds. So first of all, I want to say big what's up to everybody that is in the chat saying hello. Frank, Carol, Lucy's in the chat. So good to see you. Let me know if you hear me and you see me okay. I'm really happy to be here today, back with a stream, revealing 5 new ways of creating mockup with these amazing new technologies that have been brought to us and powered by Firefly and injected inside Creative Cloud. This is because we're going to be working together with Firefly, Photoshop Beta, and Illustrator all in one time to really speed up our content creation and, most importantly, to speed up the way that we create mockup. Depending for your project, we're going to do something a little bit less refined, working quickly with the Mockup Beta new feature inside Adobe Illustrator. And then, of course, if we wanted to bring our mockup to another level, we work with Photoshop to make sure that everything is perfect down to the pixels. But now, enough talking. I think it's time to get starting and opening the app. We're going to start from firefly.adobe.com. That's going to be our initial playground in order to generate mockups. Now, again, big shout out to the people in chat. Feel free to use the chat because I see you typing live. So again, big shout out to Jess Love, Lucy, Keys, Clarissa, Keys. I know, long time no see, Keys. Nice to see you here. And feel free to ask questions. So I'll be able to see your questions. And again, if for whatever reason I don't see your questions right away, please make sure to ask it again so I can jump back in the live. Okay, we have pretty much 30 minutes, so I want to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to start by bringing Firefly into my screen. Again, if you want to follow along, remember that you can at any time just simply work with me, or this is going to be available on the replay here on behance.net/live and of course on the wonderful YouTube channel for Adobe Live, which I will strongly encourage you to subscribe in order to get inspired pretty much every day with these amazing videos. Okay, so firefly.adobe.com is the place where now I start with my mockup. And I'm going to go ahead and show you a few different ways to create mockups. So in this case, I want to show you how you can use Adobe Firefly to create a mockup that is specific to your needs. So I'm going to go ahead and start to type a general prompt that I will use to create a mockup for a coffee brand. And again, I'm going to go ahead and paste this prompt just because I'm dyslexic. So I want to make sure that everything is nice and clearly typed. Probably you'll find some errors, but again, if you have any questions on the way that you prompt, I'll be able to answer to your tips as we are moving forward with the live. So in this case, all I'm typing is cafe branding stationery. That's the main subject. Remember, that's the main thing that you always want to add in the prompt. So cafe branding stationery, I'm going to add some details. I want a mock-up. So that is going to let Firefly knows that most likely I want something that doesn't have any content. And then laid out flat. Again, I'm describing the way that I want this to be laid out in my image. View from the top. And that's it. You can start to add things like studio light, if you want any specific effect, maybe if you want to like a real photography. I'm just going to leave it like that and see what Firefly is going to bring back. Again, main subject and then details and then stuff like lighting and of course the environment. Now, while Firefly does this thing, which is basically reading my words and using the text to image 3 model to bring me the result. I mean, he's already done it. I wanted to break down again the 3 pieces of prompting, but we can do that as we go. So as you can see here, by simply using a fairly, simple prompt, which is cafe branding stationery. Now, the reason why I added the word cafe rather than just stationery is because I really wanted to be able to have some context within my mockup. And as you can see, Firefly definitely delivered by giving me some coffee blocks, some coffee beans, we have some coffee leaves, we have a cup of coffee. I love this one. It's got quite a lot of different items for the mockup, but you definitely see we have a mocha here. So this is amazing. You can see that it's already starting to bring so many elements from our own mockup. First thing that I'm going to do is to change my ratio to landscape. Again, this is completely up to you. If you are creating something that is a little bit more like for social media, or maybe you just need something for your website or for a presentation for your clients, that is a fantastic way to start. If you need an image maybe that goes in a circle, you might want to use a square as a beginning of your workflow here. And as you can see, more options just by simply changing the aspect ratio. I was able to fill my image with other items. I even have a croissant and I have some glasses, just a more like a bit of office vibe. This is so nice. This really, really fits the kind of brand that I'm working on. But what if you have created a very specific set of stationery? So for example, you have a menu, you have the business card, and then you have a coffee cup, and maybe you have a bottle. So what if you have a very specific set of elements that you want to create? Well, the best thing to work in this case is to use our amazing structure reference. How the way the structure reference work is allow you here within Firefly to upload an image simply by clicking on this icon, and then we're going to go and browse in my folders here. And once you browse your folder, you will be able to access your images. In this case, nothing too complex. As you can see, I've just created some references, and I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can bring these out and show you a little bit better on my screen, because I really want to show you what is the image that I'm using like. Okay, so this is the image. Let me go ahead and zoom in. And this is something that I've created in Adobe Illustrator. Black background, and then I have a white rectangle, another rectangle. Those are just simply rectangle, and then a little bit of shape. This is not very precise, by the way. I don't know if you can see. This corner is a little bit wonky. I just really quickly created by using shapes in Adobe Illustrator and exported this image. But now that I added this image within my structure, so here it is the same image. What I want to do is to make sure that I slide the slider all the way to the right. That will allow the intensity and the strength of this layout that I've simply created thanks to Adobe Illustrator to inform my prompt. So while I talk here with you, I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. Now, bear in mind that I've not touched the prompt. I've not typed or changed anything in my prompt. I've just gave more visual information regarding the layout of the final mockup that I'm looking to output by uploading my image to use as a structure reference. And as you can see, here it is. What we've done is that we've given the opportunity, and maybe here it's probably even better to move it into widescreen. And the reason why I'm moving into widescreen is because widescreen has a 16:9 aspect ratio, and the image and the structure that I've uploaded also has a 16:9 aspect ratio. So when you do that, when you match your structure, as you can see, you have even more accurate results with your mockup creation. Now, this brand new addition, which is the structure reference, allows you to have much more control in the way you create your mockup. So this is a way in which I wanted to get you started. And of course, now here you have the options. We have all the elements that you need. Once you find one image, I really love this one. I'm not a fan of the coffee cup here, but I can go ahead and start to bring more option by simply clicking on the edit button and then going ahead and clicking on generate similar. Now, what Firefly is doing is always using the prompt, always using the reference, because it's already using the image that I've selected as a reference and creating similar images. Now the structure is gone. If you wish to keep the structure, you can at any time go back and add your image as a reference. So I'm just going to go ahead and click generate. And before we move to the next method, I want to real quick show you that it works with any sort of different packaging. So it's not just stationery that you have to use it. While it generates, I want to go real quick in the chat and see if there is any questions. Just everybody saying hello. Coffee book table, and everybody's talking about the tables. And let's see. No, everybody's just having little jokes about coffee and coffee tables. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so that was our first method with our coffee cups. And as you can see, I had now different branding. I love this. I mean, so many of these are ready to use, but if not, for example, if you want to just make edits, you have different option here. You can go ahead and edit. First of all, you can download the image and then open it in Photoshop. And maybe we're going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and click on download to start to gather some of these images. So remember, you want to make sure that you download your image if you wish to use it further. So let's go ahead and find the right folders. Bear with me. I have a lot of folders here. So that is today's episode. I'm going to go ahead and download this specific image. Or here you have a little pop-up banner that allows you to bring your work directly inside Adobe Express, which is our amazing web and mobile app that allows you to create Instagram posts, flyers, and social media so quickly. So you can go ahead and use that directly inside Express if you maybe already have a final image that you're using. Or something else that you can do is to go ahead and edit. So let's say, for example, this image, let's go ahead and find this image over here. I'm going to go ahead and click edit. And then I can either, those are the options that I was telling you about with Adobe Express, or I can work with generative fill in order to further edit my image. And as you can see, generative fill allows me to make selection, and then in this case, if for example I want to get rid of these two items over here, I can make a selection and also just simply leave it unprompted. And what it's doing now is just using gen fill, pretty much like we use it in Photoshop, in order to insert or remove specific area of the image. So in this case, it gave me some more option. One, I have, I think, some macadamia nuts, and the other one is a little bit more aligned to what I wanted, which was just simply having the napkin or the menu, whatever is that, without any addition there. And again, at this point, you can share your image or you can further download it in our folder. So that was our method number one. And probably I need to really move fast because time is ticking, but you can just literally go ahead and practice that with as many different sort of packaging you need. So it's not only stationery. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and paste real quick something like beauty product packaging, and maybe I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm gonna use the beauty product packaging mockup, and then view from the top. Oops, view from the front. I really can spell front. Here it is. Now, once we go ahead and click on generate, you'll see that it'll do the same. It's going to go ahead and look for a specific kind of packaging. And then I will be able to use both my structure reference or even my style reference if not only I want to infuse a particular structure. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick. So the first method was to just use structure. The second method is to have more control by adding structure. In this case, I've prodded my structure. Remember to bring all the slider to the right, but I'm also going to add a visual style. You can browse the library. There are so many awesome styles that are already present within Firefly, but in this case, I'm going to go ahead and upload some of the styles that I've created. Let's see if I have something for the branding that we're going to work with in a moment. So this is a branding that I've created. Is for, we're going to see it in just a moment. Let's see if I can zoom it in a little more. If not, I'll just open it real quick inside Adobe Illustrator so you can see what I'm working with. And this is the sort of mock-up that I'm looking for. So I'm looking for products that sort of match this color palette and this vibe for this specific brand. And we're going to move these. By the way, I've created that with exactly that method. And now I'm going to move back real quick inside Firefly. So this is the image that I've used here. So I have my prompt, beauty product packaging mockup view from the front. Then I have the style, and then I have the structure reference. Now, what the structure is going to do, just to be really clear, is to inform the layout. So which kind of bottle packaging I want and how I want them, laid out within my image. The style will inform the look of it. So as you can see, is inform the color palette, the kind of like having the lid of one color and the bottom of another color, and so on. So as you can see, we had a different beauty packaging from before. Again, probably the best option is to change into widescreen so we can mimic the same aspect ratio of our structure. And again, if you want to see what kind of structure I'm using, here at the bottom of our prompt bar, you will see the items, and so much clearer here. Now, just to give you a better idea of the image that I've used, let me go ahead and show you. So this was my structure. So let me go ahead and zoom it for you. Again, this is quickly created in Adobe Illustrator. And as you can see, Firefly has done a fantastic job mirroring that structure that is simply like a mask. You know, we are all, if we work with Photoshop, you know what a mask looks like. So we have black and white. The white is where the pixels are going to show. That's going to indicate our product. This is so useful. So now those are exactly the same step that I've used in order to create this image over here. And we're jumping in method number 3 because the clock is ticking. I can't believe that 15 minutes are already gone. Let me go ahead and have a quick look at the chat. I can see Val in the chat. Val, I missed you so much. So good to see you. Nice to see you here. Val sharing my link on Behance. If you don't mind, Val sharing also my Instagram at I am Kladi, where people can find all the content that I create in order to inspire and support your work here with this amazing Adobe app. So this is the same template that I have created here. Let me go ahead and see real quick if we are on the right page. Here we are. So this is the mockup that I created exactly with the same method. In order to have the white label, just type white label, and that's how Firefly adds the white label for you as well. Again, fully generated, and I've used my color palette to actually inform the style. But now we are moving into method number 3, which is to use the mockup. The make mockup new features within Adobe Illustrator. But instead of fluffing, let's go ahead and see how that works. So this is an image, again, simply an image, probably screenshotted, taken directly from Adobe Firefly. And I love to use this method when I'm working really quickly. Maybe I have to present this to my clients or to my art director so quickly, so I don't have time to create a really detailed mockup. And at the end of the day, I'm usually use this method just to present and see if that's the direction they want to go. And what I'll do here, I'm going to go ahead and use this vector, and I'm just going to go ahead and move into vector. So you'll see that those are beautifully created vector graphics for my brand. And I'll make sure that I group all these elements and then Control-C to copy. Now I'm going to go ahead and paste it anywhere on top of my mockup. And I'm going to go ahead and select both my graphic and my image by using the Shift key, all by clicking and dragging on both the vector elements and the raster image. Now we have two options. We can either head to Window and then bring up the Mockup Beta panel, but we're going to see that in just a moment. Or you can go to Object and from here select Mockup Beta and then Make. That's why I was getting all fluffed up with the language. Mockup Beta and then Make. And it lives under the Object menu within our Illustrator. So what Illustrator here is doing in using our technology to read the raster image. And again, that's actually a photo and is understanding what the shapes are within the photo. And as you can see, the Mockup Beta panel is already open. We're going to look at that in a second. But the real magic here that we really want to pay attention to is the fact that now my graphic lives inside the image. I mean, it can escape from the image as well, but is actually reading all the different elements that are within my photo. So I can go ahead and actually decide to stick these labels wherever I want. And of course, I can always edit because we're still in Illustrator. Those are still a vector. Double click to enter the isolation mode and being able to access all the different aspects of my vector graphics. So for example, maybe I can make this a little bit longer because it looking like it's not wrapping around very well. But again, those are just very quickly way to create a mockup. I can go ahead into my libraries and use the power of the Creative Cloud libraries to also apply my brand colors and maybe change the colors of the label. If you're working with a client, it will be very impressed to see that you can do that so quickly. And now something else that I will suggest is also to make sure to double click and select the mask for your mockup, and in the properties panel use the little trick like we will do in Photoshop to use the blend mode from normal to multiply in order to make sure that the darker pixels, so the darker color from the image below, will come through and show within our image here. So nice and quickly done. Another thing that you can do here once you create a mockup, if you're wondering, but what if I want to add another image to this, another vector graphic into this mockup here. By the way, this is now like a single image that you will be able to copy paste and import, and we're going to bring it into our Photoshop as well if we want. So if you want to add another image, all you have to do again is to select it, make sure that you group it. And then once you enter your image, you can double click to enter your mockup mode. As you can see here, we have our mockup selected. Now, if I go ahead and paste this new graphic, oops, it looks like I haven't fully copied this graphic here. So let's make sure that we copy it. We double click again in the mockup and then we paste it. Now, as you can see, once you paste the other graphic, it will start to behave pretty much like the one before. So it will be able to add it within all your different graphic. And again, the same drill. I love to use the opacity panel and bring my blend mode down to multiply to make sure that it will take all the shadow from the other mockup, from the original photo as well. And of course, you can go ahead and add as many mockup as you want. Of course, you can change the color, extend. You can also, you know, maybe this is not a shampoo, maybe this is just like a spray. Well, not a problem. This is live text. So we can go ahead and change the text into spray. Boom, and here it is. And we have just real quick created a mockup in just a few seconds. Now, to show you the power of this mockup, I love to use different graphics. Like in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use this little cat over here. Again, double click and then object, mockup beta, and make. And again, in this case, is reading the image. And this is just to show you that, you know, you could do this with stationery, you can do this with packaging, and you can do this with garment as well. And we have this lovely kitty that is now living on this hat, and we can literally find the better, whatever is the better position that we want. Again, in this case, multiply, it will completely get rid of the white pixels. So what I'll do is just probably leave it to normal and just play with the opacity a little bit, just so we see a little the stitches and the texture. So it makes it a little bit more realistic, just like so. Okay, so this is one way. So we are at way number 4 to creating the mockup. And I know I'm running against time. I got 4 or 5 minutes to go, so I want to be really quick with this, but we're still living within the mockup beta in Adobe Illustrator. So we have 2 methods in with Firefly to generate and create mockups, having incredible control and just having the direction that you want with your structure reference and with your style reference. Then we moved into Illustrator and we explored the first one by using the Mockup Beta and Make that allows you to use raster images and to transform it into a ready-to-use mockup to which you can apply your vector. And then the fourth method is always within Illustrator, but it's taking leveraging the Illustrator Mockup Beta panel. So as you can see here, in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and use this packaging for now graphic. And once you select your graphic, like in this case, this one over here, I can go ahead and simply click on the mockup. Now, if you're wondering, and if you maybe didn't know where this mockup panel came from, well, real quick, you can find the mockup panel under the window menu. That's where all the other panel lives inside pretty much all the Creative Cloud apps. So again, window and then mockup, this will bring up the mockup beta panel. Now, here you have different options of template that are ready to use. Either apparel, so here we have another cap, we have different garments, t-shirts, or branded graphic, which those are usually business card, a tote bag, we have a banner advert, we have a lanyard, or we have like some envelopes. And here we have digital devices as well. So you can put it on a TV, you can put it on an iPad, computer. This is amazing if you're creating an app. And you can see that you really quickly see a little preview of how that looks. Or we have our coffee cups, mugs, and packaging, which is so amazing. Now, for example, I'm going to go ahead and use this tote bag. So once you want to use it, you can just simply click on this little icon in order to edit on canvas. And you'll know the drill by now. We just seen it as a moment. So what is doing the Mockup Beta panel is using these images that are already from Adobe stock and already loaded. They come within Illustrator. So if you open your Illustrator window, Mockup Beta, open the panels, boom, those images are there for you to use. And is already created the mockup like we did manually a moment ago with our own image that we created with Adobe Firefly, or maybe a photo that you've created yourself. So what you do here is to simply go ahead and double click like we've done before. If this image doesn't fit, maybe we need much more, we wanted to make it a little bit bigger, you can go ahead and you can edit this as much as you like so it actually fits your design. And you know what, maybe I don't want any of this information here. I just want to have my little cats and the text, and element that's probably works so much better from the image, and now I can move it around if I wish to do so, and I can resize it and I can twist it so it just works on my mockup. Remember to bring the opacity down a little bit so it looks a little bit more realistic, but as you can see, it follows nice and easy the way that my mockup looks. And what if I want to separate these two elements? Well, there's not a problem. I can go ahead and just simply select either the text or my little cat. I'm just going to go ahead and select the text. It looks like a little bit easier here to select it from the group. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the text. And then like we've done before, because this is already a mockup, you will be able again to add it within the mockup. You know, again, just simply double click on it. And once you are on isolation mode, now you can bring in the text. And as you can see, it moves nicely around our little tote bag. It follows all the folds, and you will be able to reposition it wherever you want. And again, drag the opacity down just to make sure that it really grabs that textures there. Okay, amazing. So hopefully we are nearly there. We have, oh my God, 1 minute to go. I want to really show you how that works. What we're going to do here is to use the power of Firefly within Adobe Photoshop by creating and generating an image here real quick. And again, I'm going to copy and paste the prompt just simply because we're literally out of time. So I'm going to really take every last second that I've left. But this, you know the drill by now. This is exactly what I've done in Firefly. What I wanted to show you is that you have the power to create these images from scratch using the power of text to image, image tree model from Firefly directly in Photoshop Beta, simply by adding a prompt. Now, what I've done while this is generating is to use the create image directly from our contextual taskbar. And again, it created this beautiful background where we can place our element and create more. But if you don't know where to find the element and how to click the little panel, you can bring it here from the bottom of the toolbar. Unfortunately, it is time to go and I have to say goodbye. So we'll see you very soon here on